Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being part of this great meeting, great presentation. We really appreciate your presence. Thank you very much. My name is Ojolakwe Miriam, and I will be the moderator for this wonderful meeting. And we hope you all have one or two things to gain and to put into your day-to-day life, and to also appreciate from this our wonderful meeting. Thank you very much. Make the switch to a career in tech, learn data analytics. Okay, this meeting is going to be an introduction into data science generally. What do we have to know about data science? How can we put it in our day-to-day activities? And how can we use data analytics in any of our career, irrespective of our line of study, irrespective of our level of education? Can we actually make use of these tools and then be part of labor markets? Thank you. Okay, we will be having two beautiful presenters today. They will be talking to us about data science generally. How is it going to be of benefit to us, and in what way have they learned from this skill? In what way has it improved their own field of study? In what way has it improved their life positively? They are going to be talking to us, they are going to encourage us, and they are going to give us more insight on what data analytics mean. Be it our level of education, our line of study, can we actually put this data science into our field of study? So they will be talking to us, and we hope we get more from their presentation. Here is our presentation outline: introduction, the profile of the first speaker, the profile of the second speaker, the question and answer session, then the brief on our upcoming events. The question and answer, please, everyone, if you have any question, you can always drop it in the comment section, as we are going to answer them duly. Let me start by introducing myself. My name is Ojolakwe Miriam, and I will be the moderator for this wonderful event. We really appreciate you. We really appreciate you being part of this meeting. Thank you very much. Our moderator, our speakers, Mrs. Promise, thank you for coming up. We really appreciate you. Also, our second speaker, Mrs. Temilade, we really appreciate you. Thank you very much. Okay, what Outlier Learn is. Outlier Learn. Here in Outlier Learn, we help you to leverage your skills, understand what business is, then understand also what it is by data science, then how can we make use of these tools that we want to learn, how can we make use of it, how can we acquire it, model it, evaluate, and deploy it into our day-to-day activities. Thank you. So at Outlier Learn is an institute that help individuals to set up goals in achieving necessary skills to improve your ability, your level of competence, and also to meet up your market skills, what exactly the market is looking for presently. We help you to bring you up to that level, compete with the market, and also we help you to discover and have a meaningful communication pattern by applying data towards effective decision making. In Outlier Learn, actually, we have these core value statements. We have diversity and inclusion, accountability and profitability, integrity, and also innovation, that is diving into something new. How can we gain from it? And also, data science generally is a new emerging skills, as we all know. Data science, data analytics, business analytics, everyone is willing to learn, and everyone is really improving on this skill, on this new skill, irrespective of our education level. And it also spans through all the educational sector, be it science. Maybe you are a lawyer and you want, how can we make use of data science in law? How can we make use of data science as a medical student? Can we actually put in data science in our skill, as a skill, and then have it as part of our personal skill? And then how can we make use of this skill in what we have learned so far? So its uses cannot be overemphasized to be. So one of our speakers, Promise Eke, she is a data geoscientist, and she has made use of this data science skill in almost all her day-to-day activities, and she has made use of it very well. And let me introduce to you, let me read out to you her profile. Promise Eke is a geoscientist with great knowledge and experience in subsurface exploration, data analytics, and machine learning application. She is passionate about big data analytics, applying machine learning and artificial intelligence to the energy industry, while enhancing the integration of different energy sources to the energy mix. Promise had a BSc in geology at the Federal University of Petroleum Resources, Nigeria, in 2016, and her MSc in Petroleum Geoscience at Imperial College London. With her years of geoscience experience, Promise was awarded by the Shell Nigeria Postgraduate Scholarship Award recipient. Asset evaluation of over 20 fields in the Nigeria Delta and the North Sea Basin. She has several technical skills in seismic interpretation, petrophysical evaluation, reservoir modeling, data science, and machine learning. Promise Eke is a goal-oriented and self-motivated person, and she's committed and enthusiastic about problem solving, and she works effectively as an individual as well as in a team. She possesses a strong ability to work under pressure and produce maximum results. Permit me to bring up Mrs. Eke as our first speaker to introduce to us what data analytics is and how it has improved her positively in her day-to-day skills and also in her field of study. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marian Wright. Sorry for the mix-up in name.
Yeah, you are right. Thank you.
Can you give me permission to share my screen so I can start? Okay, if you give me permission. Good morning, everybody. I'm happy to be here to talk about data sciences. Like, if you know me, whenever I hear data sciences, I'm excited. I enjoy talking about it. I'm passionate about it, as you can see from my profile. And maybe you need to stop sharing and give me permission to share. Okay. Okay, thank you. So just share my screen. Let me know when you can see my presentation, please.
We can see it now.
Okay, thank you very much. So please, if you can put on your camera, I like talking to people and get people's reaction. If it's okay to put on your camera so that we can just have that connection, that would be perfect. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Outlier Learn, for inviting me to talk. And I hope to kind of meet and surpass your expectation in this presentation. So in this presentation, I'll be talking about transition into data analytics. What are those things you should look out for and how it can help you as an individual and also as a business. My name is Premise AK. So in this presentation, I'll just walk you through the outline for what I'll be talking about today. So I'll take you through what data is, what the different data roles in the industry. I think people normally have confusion when you hear data, they think it's just data analytics. So I'll be introducing some other data job roles or responsibilities within the data space. Basically, I'll also kind of give you some reasons why you should delve into data analytics and whatever, and also talk about some common myths or misconceptions. I've had conversations with a lot of people, and when they start talking about certain things, and I just think, oh, where is that coming from? So I like to clear some of those misconceptions if that's what's holding you back from beginning data sciences or data analytics. Then I'll talk about transitioning. If you want to transition, what are those practical steps to transition as an individual and also as a business? Okay. So first of all, I will introduce myself like you've seen in the profile, just give a brief summary. I'm a geoscientist. I'm passionate about data sciences, and I'm interested in helping people, helping professionals transition into tech and data sciences, basically. I have my professional background. I have a BSc in geology from Federal University of Petroleum Resources. I have work experience with DigiConnect, where I started out my professional career as a geoscientist. I then moved on to Imperial College London to study petroleum geosciences, and I was awarded the Shell's postgraduate scholarship for the study. And I'm currently a data geoscientist with CGG, and I'm applying my data science skills, data analytics skills to help solve geoscience-related problems. As the presentation goes along, I will explain why I'm emphasizing on some of these things in my profile. You get to know why later. Then I do other activities. I do media production and directing, basically, and filming. I love chess. During my undergrad, I won a gold medal for my school. Then I train people in different things and also data sciences. And I'm a YouTuber. I have a YouTube channel where I'm helping professionals navigate through data sciences or into tech, basically. Before we start, let me even talk about data analytics, what data analytics is. First of all, data is everywhere. The rapid growth of data is has made it one of the most valuable tool or valuable resources in the world today. A lot of people say data is the new oil. So everybody wants to, because this is a trending thing, people want to get into it, basically. And it's one of those attractive career in the last couple of years. I'll show you some chart to see the increase in the demand for the role of data scientist, data analyst. So for this presentation, I'll just group data analytics and data sciences into one, basically, for their different things. Yeah. So first of all, you want to ask, what is data analytics? Is the act of analyzing data, interpreting data sets to gain insights from it. And with this insight, companies and businesses can make informed business decisions to help their business prosper or succeed, as the case may be. Some of the we want to talk about some of the benefits of data analytics to businesses, how data analysis can help your business. First of all, it can help improve decision making. Most companies are moving into data-driven decision making, and if you analyze the data, you can better make some business decision based on historic data and also project into the future. You can also help you increase efficiency because data, like it's a well-rounded field. It looks at not only making a decision, you can also look at lapses in your business or areas of inefficiency and help you increase your efficiency. It can also help you, give you insight to your customer needs and wants, and what just give you an insight to what your customer needs. And also with it, it's also data. You can analyze this data and also look for ways to help meet your customers' needs or solve your customers' needs, and it gives your business, so now I'm talking about business, it gives your business competitive advantage, because when you analyze your data, you understand your strengths, your weaknesses, porous areas in the marketplace, so you can better condition your innovations or your business services or products to better suit your consumers, thereby giving you advantage over your competitors. And also data can help you make innovation. Going into data sciences, you can help businesses identify areas for improvement or new market opportunities and create more innovative products. This being said, I'll go quickly into what are the different why. So I need to, okay, I'll talk about some data roles in the industry. A lot of people, when you hear data, what comes to mind is data analytics or data sciences. But aside this, there are other roles within the industry that people can take advantage of. So it depends on your passion or your skills or what you're good at. So we have data strategies. So I just kind of aligned a typical workflow of how processes move within the data space. There are other ones that I didn't capture here because they are not directly related to data. These are some of the data typical roles. So we have a data strategist. These are more experienced people within the industry, basically, and they kind of plan, okay, what data do we need to help that would help our business, and how can we source this data? We have a data architect that builds a kind of workflow or a concept of how the data should work. In most companies, the data architect and data engineers are one, but sometimes it can be separated. Data engineers are people that handles the work, the databases, basically. They build infrastructure, they source for data, they transform this data, they store the data. And from there, a data analyst, a business analyst, or a data scientist can pick this data to carry out their different operations or activities. For a data analyst, the data analyst is focused on the data itself. It looks at the data, comes up with insights and patterns about this data. A business analyst kind of looks at things from the business perspective. They are more focused on the business part of the business, and a data scientist kind of analyzes this data and make future prediction. So you may want to ask me, so what's the difference between these three roles? I'll give you a scenario. I have a company that I manufacture soap. What a data analyst will look at is what's our sales profits for this soap I'm making? How is it impacting the consumer or end user? A business analyst will be looking for how we can market this product, for example. Who are the people who are our target audience, or who are our target clients, and how do we reach them? A data scientist will look at the data from both the data analyst, from the business analyst, analyze this data, and also look for how to make prediction. So if you say we sold 1,000 soap in the last month, how much are we going to sell in coming months, and how can we improve that? What other innovative ways can we derive from the data from these different sources? A machine learning engineer looks at the data and also trains machine learning models. What's a machine learning? Machine learning is training machines to perform tasks that a human would normally do. So it training your machine to act like a human. So a machine learning engineer will take this data and kind of train it to make predictions or carry out certain functions. And a machine learning operations engineer kind of deploys this model. So you've seen that I've talked about different roles all within the data space. So just as a form of engagement, I'd like to know in the comment section, based on what I've talked about and your skills, which of these roles do you think you can better function? So I'll be waiting for some of your comments. Which of the data, which do you think is more important? Let's start with there. And which do you think you fit better into or you would like to get into? Which of the data roles do you think is more important, and which of these would you like to get into? Business analyst, well done. So Tinuade said business analyst. Okay. I assume people are still typing. I'll just move ahead and I will read. I'm pretty much interested in data analyst. Okay, presently, data analyst. Wow, we have a lot of data analysts in the call. Nice to see. Okay. So now you're going to ask yourself, why data analysis? Why would I want to get into data analytics? First of all, there is an increase in demand for data analytics. Like if you remember during my introduction, I talked about companies are collecting more data. So if they're collecting more data, what would they do with the data? You won't collect data and just store it, right? You need people to help you analyze this data. So if you come into there's an increase in demand for data analysis, so people need you. This is just a chart of the US job posting between 2019 and 2022. You see that there is this general increase in demand for data analysts or tech positions in general. And I'll just use another case study of my company. Why is that? Sorry, just no. Yeah. So I'll just dive into my company. So I work with an energy company based in the UK, and I'm in my department. We're focused on data analysis and the rest of it. So I'll just give you, at the beginning of 2022, we're just 32, a mixture of different professions. But as at the beginning of January 2023, we've doubled our number. So there was like 100% increase, or more than 100% increase. So this just shows the timeline of the how people join the company, the employment over the time. So one thing I want to bring your attention to, see the data roles, like the orange ones are more SMEs, so like subject matter expertise, like geoscientists. But if you look at the other roles, like you only within the 1 year period, we employed only 5 subject matter expertise. But if you look at like a data geoscientist, for example, someone that has data science knowledge and a geoscience knowledge, look at data analysis. So generally, there's been a rapid increase in the role, and this is just more like a department in my company. I'm not even analyzing the whole company. You see how data, there's need for more data people, and that's affecting, reflecting in the recruitment they do, basically. Then this is just a general trend of how things progress between January 2022 and January 2023, basically. So this is just goes back to say that there is a general increase in demand for data analytics or data roles in general. So data sciences or data analytics can also help in decision making. Like it can help businesses in decision making, and if you are able to function in this space or in this career, you help company, you become priceless to your organization because you are helping them make better decisions to help meet their overall objective as a business. You can also help in development, because definitely you're going to learn new skills. So it's definitely going to help develop you personally. Different industries, like I said, within the data space, you can work in different industries. So I've seen data scientists that can work, you can, as a data scientist or a data analyst, with your skill, you can work in the banking industry, like finance industry, medical industries. So whatever, as long as you have the skills, you are not kind of confined within a box. You can, its application is widespread across different industries. Also, it's an opportunity for career growth. Data analysts are one of those top people that companies are looking for. So it puts you on a kind of pedestal in your career development. And with data analytics, it's not about just data analytics. There are a lot of business and soft skills that come along with that you need to learn. So definitely improving you as a person and also helping you progress in your career. Finally, it's a potential for high earning. Across the world, data analysts are paid huge amount of money. So it's an opportunity for you to earn more. You don't have to focus about the money, but let's tell ourselves the truth. You need to pay bills. You need to go on those nice vacations and you need money for these things. So definitely data analytics can also help you with those things. Yeah. So now I want to talk about some misconceptions, and if you like, put in the comment section what are those things you've heard about from people that is making you think twice about maybe getting into data analysis. I've heard a lot from different people. I'd like to also hear that from you. What are those things you think that is making you scared of going into data sciences or data analytics? I will read through the comment section as I progress. The first one is, a lot of people say you need graduate studies to get into data sciences, and it's also another name for computer science. So graduate study means I have to get a master's or a PhD in data sciences or computer sciences. This is a big fat lie, because me, myself, I had a master's, definitely, but not a master's in data sciences. I had a master's in petroleum geosciences. So I've kind of debunked that myth. You don't need to be a master degree holder or a PhD to function in data analytics or data sciences. And some people think, oh, it's another name for computer science. I need to get into data, I need to know computer sciences, or I need to be a computer science graduate. So yeah, for data analytics, data sciences, you need some part of computer sciences, but computer science is like on its own, a whole field on its own. You learn about programming, you learn software development, operating system. It's a whole lot of, so there are some overlap, but they are not the same. So that shouldn't scare you. You don't need, from whatever industry, if you're a banker, if you are a professional, you can get into data analytics. It's just getting the right mentors and the right knowledge on how to program. Yeah, I'm addressing the second. Somebody said you need to know how to code. The truth is that as a data analyst, like I talked about different roles, and these different roles, they use different things. They have different tools. For a data analyst, you don't necessarily need to know how to code. At least you could know the basics. So if you need to query databases like SQL, but you don't need advanced. So if that's what's discouraging you, you don't really need coding. Okay, a data scientist would do more programming than a data analyst. So data analysis, you use different business intelligence tools, like you could use Excel, you could use Power BI, you could use Tableau, you could do some SQL, but even if you need to do this, you don't need, like, the basics are enough. I tell people the basics are just fine. Then some people think you also need to be very good in mathematics. The truth is that if you can do the basic mathematics, 1 + 1, like you have monies in your bank account, and anytime a bank deducts money that you are not aware of, you go shouting. At least if you can do those mathematics to know this amount has left my account, it's not rocket science. At least if you can do that, data analysis you should not be scared of data analytics. Basically, it's like similar. It's one of your as individuals, we use mathematics in our everyday life. So this is one of those things you use. Then some people think transitioning is impossible. This is another big fat lie. I tell people you can transition at any point. I always use myself as case studies, and some of I only took courses, data analytics, practice, learned. It was very possible for me to transition into tech. Also, people think learning a tool is enough. I think data sciences, data analytics is more like a concept. There are different tools you need to achieve your goals. So coding could be a tool, your Power BI. So you don't need just one tool. You need a combination of different skill sets or different data sets, different skill sets and tools. You need some soft skills, you need business skills, you need technical skills. So it's a combination of different things. So people think that all data roles are the same. like I've debunked that already. There are different roles, and these different roles focuses on different aspects of the workflow, and you need different skills for this different role. So if you want to become a data, I've seen somebody that wants to become a data analyst, but is going to learn different to like CSS, HTML. So I'm hearing a sound.
Sorry, please, can you help us to round up, because the minute is kind of.
Okay, I'm already rounding up basically.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, I'll just quickly rush this. So I'll just go. I'm hearing a music in my ear. I don't know if it's only me. Am I the only one hearing that? Sorry. Okay, sorry, something was playing. So first of all, if you want to transition, you should know your why, because a lot of people transition for different things. Some people transition because of they want to get more challenging roles, some people for better prospects, and some people because of their passion for technology. So I just defined some practical ways if you want to transition. I call them the 5 Ds of transitioning. First of all, you have to define the role you want based on your skills. Choose the role you want to do based on your skills and your passion. You need to devote time to learn, because you have to learn new skills. So devoted learning is a key one. You also develop your skill. By developing, you apply your skills. When you learn the skills, you apply them on real data sets. There are lots of real world data sets out there that you can use to develop your skills. You demonstrate. What I mean by demonstrating, you build a strong portfolio for your project. So there is GitHub where you can store things. There is LinkedIn where you can show what you do to demonstrate your capacity or your skills. And also you need to depend on people. You need community. There are lots of online communities that you can part of, that you can learn from, basically. And also talked about transitioning for companies. I'll just scale through. You have to have clear objective as a company. You need personal development. You need to train your people, or you need to hire new people. As a company, you should invest in technology. You should know when to build and when to buy. Sometimes you build things from scratch. Sometimes you buy existing technology. You need to partner with people. It's very key. And also establish data-driven culture. Yeah, this is just a summary of what I've said. Data is growing. You need combination of different skills. You need to position yourself to be at the top of your game as a professional. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you for that insightful presentation. We really appreciate, and it was very key, and you have helped us to shed more light into the topic generally. And also we really appreciate this. I also have some jottings, and I really appreciate the presentation. It's quite insightful. Thank you very much.
Hello, Andy.
Please help us to mute, please. Thank you. Okay. That's from our first speaker, from Ms. AK. And now to our second speaker, I would like to share with us our home profile and also tell us what she is and how data science has really helped her through her basic life. Temilade Olariwaju is our second speaker, and she is a Microsoft certified Power BI associate. She leads the business intelligence unit of data.
We can't see Temilade's profile. It's not showing on the screen. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma. Temilade Olariwaju, as I said, she is a Microsoft certified Power BI associate. She leads the business intelligence unit of data analytics team in Wema Bank PLC. Aside from analyzing data from efficient operational use and decision making, she provides support and strategies in achieving organizational goals. Temilade is also a baker her love for cake and health meals helps her function as the operation lead at Healthy Fuel Nigeria. And she's passionate about growth. She loves to see people live a awesome life and believes everyone is good with good things coming. She bagged several certificates in data analytics, and she's willing to share more to people, and also for beginners, like whenever, like people that want to join or learn more about data analysis. So let me call on her to shed more light on her experience, and also to share with us what data science is, what data analytics is, how does she become a business analyst, and also how she has improved in her line of business. Thank you. Up to you, Mrs. Temilade.
Good morning, everyone. Please confirm you can hear me. Can anyone hear me, please?
Yes, we can.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Please permit me to share my screen. Let me see if I can share from here. Okay. Just give me a second to share my screen. Thank you. Okay. All right. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Okay. All right. Good to be here. Good morning, everyone, and I hope we're having a good time already. Big thanks to Promise. She had done, I mean, she's on my slide already. Like everything I want to say, she has given us a bit of an information, like a large information about what data analytics is, and I believe that we have gleaned one or two things. My name is Temilade, and I'm here to have this conversation on making a shift, a career shift in data analytics, right? And I know that a lot of us, it's the in thing now, right? Yeah, where everywhere you go, you hear data, and which is a good thing because, right, the world is changing, and as it's changing, right, we also have to, I mean, learn new things, adapt to changes, and have a good life for ourselves. I currently I work with a financial institution, and I lead. We have a data analytics team rather, data analytics. We have a department, and I currently lead the business intelligence unit. I've been in the financial sector for a while, and it's been an amazing journey. And for many of us on this call, we are in several. Some of us are working, we are in different teams. Some of us are in the operations. However team you're in, or however department you're in, be it a student, whatever. So data is gold, right? Everywhere you get to, everywhere you move around to, you hear data. So why do we have to, or why the buzz over data analytics? Like I mentioned, things are changing. So my conversation will be slight tilted towards why you should, or why you should actually delve into data analytics. So this is just beyond being in the tech space. So we know that the world is changing. We know that the world is evolving. And many of us, in fact, we all use several apps. We all use several devices. We are in one community or the other, and data is flying here and there. Has anybody ever imagined or ever think that you're talking about something, and maybe when you go on Facebook or Google, you are seeing a similar post to what you have discussed about, you're seeing a similar they're bringing to you hard towards maybe what you searched for before, or what you have looked out for before, right? So you're seeing those things and you're wondering, is anybody listening to me? I think I had this conversation with somebody. Why am I seeing this ad? It shows the level at which the world has evolved, and we also need to sit up and move alongside with it. So now a lot of us has joined this call because we want to actually delve into the space of data analytics. The earlier speaker Promise, who I've spoken, she had given us like a very huge background, a solid one, to understanding how the flow of data analytics work, what it entails, the importance, how we can move to it. But I would share a bit of practical things that we need to know, right, in making the switch to data analytics. To thrive in any career, right, you need skills. And at this moment in time, however we are in, we have possessed one skill or the other. If you are a nurse, you have possessed a skill. I mean, you know how to give injection, you know how to prescribe drugs, you know how to do those things. Those are skills that you have over time learned. You have learned them, and you've been able to be a master at it, right? So if you are coming into the data analytics space, you also need skills. Being a student, you also have the skills aside from the extracurricular activities that you have learned over time. You have developed a consistent habit of seeing things through. So you go from one semester to another. You have completely gone from a stage to another. So that's a skill in itself. You are committed to your work. There is persistence. There are other skills that you have imbibed, ability to read, to pass exams. Those are skills that people, take for granted, because not everybody can achieve that. So wherever you are, whatever space you are in, first you have to evaluate your current skills to say that this is what I can do. Because if you don't know where you are at, right, you can't really take a tangible switch to somewhere you don't know, right? So I would encourage and advise everyone hoping to make that switch to, first of all, evaluate your current skills. What are the things you can do? What are the things you can do successfully at your work? What are the steps you use? So when you are able to know that, and when you're able to decide that, okay, now I know that I need this skill to enhance, because going into data analytics does not literally mean that you're changing your role totally, right? You can apply the skills. You can be a data analyst where you are at. You can be a data engineer where you currently are. Because like Promise mentioned earlier, a lot of us, we are looking into making this switch because you believe and you assume that they pay you a lot when you become a data analyst or you become a data scientist. You get the money when you acquire the skills, when you are rooted, and when you actually know exactly what it is that you're doing. So I would encourage that if you're working presently, you may necessarily not need to quit your job for you to take on one of the roles in the data analytics space. Learn from where you are, start from where you are, and what are the skills you need to transition into data. I'll give elementary skills. You need SQL, right? Let's go straight to the point. You need to enhance your SQL skill. You need to be able to query data, to be able to query your database or whatever. So database it houses a lot of data. So what do I mean? For instance, we all use Google, right? Everybody signed up on Google. You have different username, you have different password, right? Those things are stored somewhere. So when you kind of log in into your Gmail account, right, it's sort of querying what has been stored, because they tell you to log in into your type in your username, you type in your password, then you click on enter. So when you click on maybe sign in or login, that action at the back end is called, you're querying the database. Information as thought of mentioned. A lot of us, we want to say, oh, you need to code, you need to, so like even if you're a salesperson, you get information every day to say this is the amount of goods that were sold on a particular day. You get them on a daily, and it accumulates to come on a monthly, it accumulates to come yearly. So what are you doing with those data? So if you can practice all these things in your current role, you will be able to transcend to much higher, that you are rooted in it, and you'll be able to make more money at the end of the day. So you need this SQL skill. You need to be able to think critically, right? That you need to have the critical thinking skill. And what does that mean? I know we will say critical thinking, big English, right? It's just like paying attention to the things that you're doing. How can you do it better? What problems are you do you encounter on a daily? What steps can I put in place to solve the problem I'm thinking? How can I do 1, 2, 3 better than I did before? You also need data visualization skill. I know a lot of us know how to use Excel a lot, right? I mean, even on Excel, right, you can visualize your data. Because truth is, you can't just say, oh, you want to be a data analyst. You have to, a lot of us know the proverb that count your costs. You don't want to come into the data analytics space and you don't know where to start from, right? So these are like general, there are more skills that you need to know, but for a starter, a beginner, you need basic knowledge of statistics, and it's not hard. Your mean, median, mode, correlation, all those simple things we are done in statistics, right? You need communication skills. So this is where my own bit comes in, because where I work presently, we have several roles, like Promise has mentioned earlier, the different role that data engineer, will come to talk about that later. We all form that team, right? And after analyzing your data and doing all that you need to do, you need to be able to communicate all your findings, all your analysis to your stakeholders. So you need all these skills. You need the problem solving skills. You also need a mind for math, and which is you have to know from the very inception. And the mind for math is not the deep things. Promise had mentioned earlier. Since you can calculate money, I mean, if anything happens to your account, you will always raise an alarm, right? So if you can be mindful of your account balance, then you have a mind for mathematics, right? So you need you need to pay attention to detail, because in this field of house, you have to, you won't let things go to waste, because for everything you do, you have to be able to be mindful and to pay attention to detail, because any little information can blossom into something tangible, right? And like I mentioned earlier too, you need to be able to communicate fluently what you have done. So for anybody that is working presently and you want to move into the data analytics space, these are sort of things you need to consider. Are you willing to learn these things? Because all skills can be acquired. Promise has mentioned to us the stages, the things you need to do. And I'm emphasizing it that if you really want to delve into this new field, are you willing to earn your skills on this basic level skills I've mentioned? Because there are so many other tools, as you advance, as you move on, there are things you would actually learn alongside. But these are the critical things, and that we need to know. For people that are working, be it a student, aside the things you had known, are you willing, are you ready to get on and learn all these basic skills for you to transition into data, right? So data is interesting for several reasons. Data analytics is interesting, and our previous speaker has dealt more on that, right? Insights. A lot of us hear the word insights, but to bring it into context, right? Insight is just the ability to see, to see a major thing, like see an evidence in something that you have done, things that are not willing to, like you can't see, that the average mind can't see, right? Insight, evidence, you pay attention. So insight is just I'm looking at how to, you are seeing a solution in a problem. That's big word inside. Seeing a solution, you have a problem. How do you see a solution? Like, how do you pay attention to detail? How do you critically think, to provide solutions to those things? So it's when you get insight, you are able to think through, provide solution. Some people will say you're able to forecast or to see. So alongside with it, data analytics is interesting for improvement, right? When you begin to apply these skills on your current or whatever you're doing at the moment, you're able to see improvement, right? You are able to help your organization see trends, see how your product is doing. For instance, if you are into sales, right, and you apply all these skills to what you're doing currently. And what I'm trying to emphasize is data analytics cuts across all industry. It cuts across all sphere of life, so to say, right? So you don't necessarily, and I'm trying to debunk the myth that you need to leave what you're doing, you need to leave the job you're doing to come into this space. You can actually apply it, and by applying it into what you have done, it will enable you to build your own portfolio. And if you now want to scale on a let me use the term higher level, you are able to scale through, right? This analysis is interesting for predictive capacity.
Sorry. Please, can you please help us to come into conclusion?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you please help us to come into conclusion briefly?
Yes, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I just need to say that this analytics is interesting for innovation, for collaboration, for problem solving. And like I've mentioned, like I've mentioned earlier, she had told you several roles in data analytics space. You have the data engineer that brings in the data, you have the data architect that sees from end to end. You have data scientists that apply algorithm and models, to bring large data sets into buckets, into segments. They're able to do like customer behavioral analytics and all those things. You have the data analysts that clean the data, analyze the data, and then you have the business intelligence analyst. And that's where my role come in, to say that after you have done all your analysis, how does it impact the business, right? Because for every organization you're in, you're there for two things: to grow the organization and to help them generate more streams of income, right? So there are several roles and there's several things you can do in the data analytics space. So you are not, you won't be boxed into the myth that, oh, you need to leave your work, you need to leave your job. All you need to do is create time, look at where you have currently, look at where you're going, see how you can morph into data analytics using the skills that I mentioned. And by the time you do it consistently and over time, you become a master at it. And at the end of the day, you'll be able to make more money. So I think that comes to the end of my conversation with you on how you can make your career switch into data analytics. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. That is very informative and very key. Thank you, Ms. Temilade. Temilade told us about, like, she talks to us about personal skills. What are the personal skills we can have in order to put into industry? Like, what are the personal skills we can have in order to make use of when we are in the industry, such as critical thinking, communication, then problem solving ability. While AK has told us more about what the market is saying generally. Why do you have to be a data analyst? Because of the increase in demand, decision making, personal development, industry, variety, and all. Thank you very much, our both speakers. We really appreciate those insightful presentation. They are really educating, and I hope our participants to have learned and jotted one or two things, and also they may find their way and have that convinced mind that, okay, this is where I want to dive into as a data science. I want to be a data analyst. In data science, I want to be a data engineer, data architect. So all those informations, thank you very much for those. Okay, back to our meeting, our main, okay, the question and answers, please. You can always drop your question if you have any question. And also we did some survey and we came up with few questions, and we would like our speakers to shed more light on the questions that we have gathered together here. So from our survey, actually. So I want to put this to Promise. Please, ma, can you please tell us, okay, now we have as a data analyst, how do I put, like, in my CV, when collating my CV, do I have to put it as a skill or as a profession? Like putting it in my CV, like I want to collate my CV, how do I put in this, my role, this skill that I have acquired, how do I put it in my CV? How do I do that, please?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I would say data analyst, it's a skill, but it doesn't just end as a skill. That's why if you follow my presentation, I talked about building portfolio, doing projects. So because most recruiters, they don't just want to see skills because you can just go and pick up any skill. They're looking for how have you applied the skill. So looking for roles where you've applied the skill. So even if you don't have like a job where you've applied it, you could pick up a project online, like learn skills, like what the last speaker said. You don't have to like quit your job while you're doing your current job. You can be learning the skills on the side, and you can also apply it even in the job you're doing. Aside that, while learning on the side, there are different materials or data out there. You can pick up any of the data, analyze this. So these are some of the practical applications you can put on your CV. Yes, you put data analytics as a skill, but you could put projects done. I talked about having a portfolio. You could have, like, if you have a repository, GitHub repository, that's where people, it's more like a platform where people put up, like, interactive with different communities. You could put up a project you've done, put up your code. It's a project, you can put a link to that. So the recruiter can go there and see the things you've done, basically. So yes, you can. So it's both ways. You put it as a skill, but not only as a skill. Most recruiters, they don't want to just see skills. They want to see practical application of the skill. So if you have those projects, you can fit in somewhere in your CV where you've applied those roles, and that would give you better chances because your recruiter can see that you not only have the skills, you've also done something with the skill. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you for that answer. Also, the other question. Okay. The next question is, how do we get acquainted to this skill? Like, how do we, let me add it. Look like that. Okay. Okay, most of the question we did survey on how the role of the data, the vital roles of data analysts in the industry, they've shed more light on that. And also, okay, this question, let me direct it to Promise. Are you acquainted with any particular, okay, data analytics software, like what you like to use most? Like in the software, maybe SQL, Excel, Power BI, or any other skills. I don't know if you are acquainted to a particular one and you think the benefit of that is like how do you try to encourage people like our participant that, okay, study there, make use of this is more important, and this is more like marketable? I don't know how you can just shed more light on that, please.
Okay, for a data analytics role, I think what you want to focus on, Temilade mentioned it, SQL. So SQL is a programming language, right? But the part of SQL you are learning is how to query database. If a data engineer asks this question, I'll say SQL for building database. But for a data analyst, you want to look at SQL for querying database. You also want to, your Excel, people underutilize Excel. Excel is also a good software you can use as a data analyst. You can look at Power BI. So I use Power BI also. Power BI, Tableau, I think they are the same, just depends on the company, what your company prefers is. So Excel, Power BI. Power BI is for visualization, because storytelling is a very important skill of a data analyst. So it's one thing to bring out insight, it's another thing to tell story. And visualization helps you tell the story. That's where Power BI comes in. That's where Excel can also help you do this visualization. I don't know if since she's kind of if Temilade can also shed light on this also, that would be good.
All right, thank you, Promise. Yes, so what I would say to the person that asked the question is this: there are different tools that work for different roles, right, in the data analytics space. Like she mentioned, if you're a data engineer, right, you use your SQL for, building the database, writing stored procedures for the data analysis to connect, for data analysts to connect to. So there are several tools. So if you are telling a data story, because, okay, let me give you a scenario. So you have built, let's say you have analyzed your data to say, oh, you have this particular customer XYZ is your highest performing customer, and she has done this number of transactions. Yes, you have done that analysis, and you need to present that. You have done the analysis using SQL, using Python. Those are tools that you use to analyze your data, right? So you want to tell the story to your business stakeholder or your line manager to say, oh, from our sales last week, we had seen that customer X has this number of transactions and she has bought this from us. It's a different tool, like she mentioned. So you're going to use something like Power BI, right, to tell that story, or Tableau, depending on what your organization uses or depending on what you're comfortable with. Also, the data architect is going to use another tool in bringing it from end to end. So it depends on what you want to get rooted in. Several tool works for several things. It depends on how well you are able to use the tool and what exactly it is that you want to do with that tool. I hope I'm able to answer the question.
All right, thank you for that. Okay, the next question is, do we have to have a level of education before acquiring this skill? And our first speaker has said that that is Promise. She has said that is irrespective, like you don't have, there's no need for you to have a BSc or MSc for you to acquire this skill. You can have it and then be your own best in that line of field. Thank you very much. I think that's the end for the question from our survey that we had. So if anybody have any question, please drop it in the comments section, then we can always bring it up for our speakers to shed more light on it. Thank you. So then now to our big event, Outlier Learn data class. So we are having our data science class starting 20th of May, and we'll start with beginners generally, because now we are introduced to the skill. What are the things we need to know? What are our personal skills we need to work on? Industrial skills that we want to put our personal skills into. Then, so we, our speakers have shed more light into it. Then what exactly the market is saying right now on data science generally. What market is saying. Our first speaker has shed more light on it, that there is increase in demand for you to have a well decision making, your personal development, then variety in the industry. Also, for you to have your career growth, how to grow your personal career. So those are the things we have introduced, we have gotten introduced to today. And I believe it is high time for us to have our own personal skill by joining our Outlier Learn Data Science class that will be coming up, that will start basically by the end of the month. And we'll be very proud of you being part of us and learning through us data analytics and making the switch into tech, and also applying these personal skills into your day-to-day activities, into the industry, into the level your personal skills also. Thank you very much. So what are the benefits of you joining our class? The first thing is our own reputation itself is of very importance to us, because we have a good background skill and we know what data science is all about right away. And we hope to give you the best we can to put you at the better edge in the labor market. Also, our curriculum is going to span through Excel, Power BI, SQL, and PowerPoint, basically for the beginners. So it's going to be basically for the beginners, for you to get acquainted, for you to get introduced, and then how you can start as a data analyst or as a data architect, and also put it in your day-to-day activities. So our curriculum is going to be in for these four major tools that you have on your screen: the Excel, Power BI, SQL, and PowerPoint. Also, we have a quality faculty of instructors. As we know, one of our speakers, she's a business analyst, and the other is a data geoscientist, to be specific, data analyst. So I think we have a very good faculty of instructor, experienced in their own field, and also making use of the tools in their day-to-day life or activities. Also, our alumni network is very strong. As you know, okay, let me tell you, if you don't know, Temilade she was once part of the Outlier Learn team some few years ago, and now she's doing well in her own line, and with the skills she acquired, she has gotten more information, and she's doing well in her own field of study. Also, the cost of our program is very friendly, and we promise that it's going to be more academic, and we are going to present to you more than you have expected. And also for the payments, you can always get back to us through our website. And I think our website, I will share the screen again for you to have you can also send any message you have through this number. It's a WhatsApp number. So if you want to get registered and be part of our Outlier Learn class team, so you are always welcome. And we have a discount. We are going to be running a discount on the payments, for a 10% discount actually on the payments for the first let me say 10 people that is going to pay, we are going to run a 10% discount, and I promise you the amount is going to be very friendly as compared to what the market is saying, because people are trying to dive into tech, people are trying to learn data analytics, and we promise that we are going to deliver to you more than expected. Thank you very much. So this will be the end of this. Let me see if we have questions in our chat box. Okay, someone says, okay, probably this person is not with us from the beginning of the class. She said, Ami Achins, she said, what's the difference between data science and data analytics? I don't know if any of our speakers can just shed more light on that, then you can take a wrap. Temilade, please help us to shed more light on that.
Okay, thank you, Tosin. Right, so I would like to explain it this way. Data analytics is like a body, right? The same way, I don't know if you work in a department and you have several roles, right, within the department. So data analytics encompass the whole process, right? It's more like a discipline that has other roles in it. So data science is one of the roles in data analytics. So data science apply algorithm, they apply models, right? They go use statistical model, apply algorithm and all those to analyze data. Basically what they do majorly for prediction, for trend patterns and all. So data science is like one of the roles, right, in data analytics. So the same way you have a department and you have several teams within that department. I hope that clarifies your question.
All right, thank you. I hope the person asking this question would have a more knowledge about what's the difference between data science and data analytics are. So also the next question here is the class online or physical? Okay, we are going to run both, but firstly, we are going to start with physical, a physical class. But irrespective of your location, let's know your location to then arrange your own online class. If you are within Lagos, we will appreciate you making it visual, so we can have a one-on-one and a detailed class for you. Also, the next one, what is the price? Let's know here. Okay, the price is 90,000, and we are going to be running a discount, and it's going to be 10% discount of the 90,000. Thank you. Also, the next question is, how do you work as a data analyst in a company with no data, maybe a new company? Let me show this to Promise. Can you please shed more light on that? How do you work as a data analyst in a company with no data, like a beginner company, like?
So now it depends on, are you just trying to learn the skill, or you're looking at building it for business? That's why for my presentation, I try to look at the business part of it and the individual part of it. So if it's for the business part of it, like you want to build the business, first of all, you won't need to understand what data. So if you are, I believe if you're in a position to kind of make decisions, you want to look at what data do we need for this company. Then you can start thinking of how to get the data. For example, if you sell products, you want to start getting a data set of your customers, basically what they buy, how much they buy, what they invest, their profession. Then if you are able to gather that, you can now start using that data to make analyze things. Okay, if I have more people, for example, within the banking industry, how can I target? So it starts from understanding the business, knowing the data you want and trying to get that data if you're in that position. But if it is just for you to simply learn, you could just go, there are lots of data out there, learn, then you can bring back the proposition to your company. Like, I think, oh, this is what data is doing for businesses. I think our business our company can benefit from data. I have the skills, I have the skill. When you come in that way, they see that you are competent, you know what you're talking about, you already have the skills, and they can trust you with that. So it's first of all understanding the company and understanding the data you need, and having that conversation, how do we get the data we need, and then you can start analyzing from them. I hope I explained that well and answered that question well. So what you're expecting or what you wanted to hear.
All right, yes, thank you. And the next question is, as an HR of a company, the person is asking which of the skills in data analytics is of importance. Promise, please help us to answer that, because you have more industrial distance. So please.
So as an HR, like I think I answered that briefly in the comment section. It depends on what you want to do, your skill, your passion. But data analytics, you can start with data analytics. I believe as data, you already have some data in your position as the HR. So I think you can start with data analytics, and from there you can progress. Most of the time when you get into it and you see other roles you think you can function. So you can start with data analytics, you start looking at SQL. I understand most companies don't really have databases where you can easily put, only maybe tech companies that you see having database that you can use SQL from. But you could just start looking at data analytics tools like maybe Excel, knowing statistics, knowing Power BI. I think start from it. I think Excel is a very good tool to start analytics from, basically, and I think you can start data analytics, in my opinion.
Thank you very much. Other questions, we are going to answer you one-on-one. You have our WhatsApp number, our Instagram handle, and our email. Then our location is 10 BC Ogabi, Allen, Ikeja, Lagos. Number 10, BC Ogabi Street, Ikeja, Lagos. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Promise. Thank you, Temilade. We really appreciate this. We really appreciate your presentation. They are quite insightful and touching. Thank you very much. All right, I think this will be the end of this. This will be the end of this meeting. We really appreciate you all. Thank you.